Michelangelo, frequently thought of as the Ninja Turtle with an orange bandana, was more famously one of the most important artists in all of art history and is known for his diverse legacy of creations and things that have become sort of like cultural touchstones. Michelangelo is important to building our foundation in arts and humanities, so we're going to get some beginning knowledge on him as we go forward. Our objective for today is going to be to explore Michelangelo's profound influence across various forms of art, particularly focusing on his sculptural works, paintings, and his architectural contributions. Michelangelo Buonarroti, known simply as Michelangelo, was a towering figure of the Italian Renaissance, whose works in sculpture, painting, and architecture have left an incredibly important mark on the world of art. His mastery of the human form and his innovative approach to depicting biblical scenes in particular, or scenes from the Bible, were revolutionary. Let's go ahead and dive into some info on Michelangelo. Let's first start by looking at his sculptural mastery. Michelangelo's sculptures are renowned for their incredible detail and their emotional intensity. The Pieta and David are two examples of his most famous sculptures, which showcase his ability to convey deep emotion and intricate details through marble. Keep in mind when you look at these statues, like the statue of David below, that was created with marble. That is not something that is easy to do. Michelangelo's sculptural technique involved carving the entire figure from a single block of marble, a method that emphasized the natural beauty and the purity of the material. Beyond sculpture, you want to look at examples like the Sistine Chapel ceiling. His painting of the Sistine Chapel ceiling is one of Michelangelo's most celebrated accomplishments. Perhaps the most iconic fresco on the ceiling, because if you look, you can see a whole lot going on up here, would be the creation of Adam. The creation of Adam, you're going to see kind of here at the beginning, the middle of the ceiling here. You have God on the right, you have Adam on the left. It's probably the part that it is definitely the part that is the most famous. When you talk about the Sistine Chapel ceiling, it's often going to be the part that's highlighted. For technique and style, Michelangelo employed a fresco technique, painting onto wet plaster, which required incredible precision and speed due to the plaster's quick drying nature. Again, when we think about Michelangelo's sculptures and how difficult it would be to carve that out of a single block of marble, you all have things like this that presented incredible challenges too, and ended up with wildly beautiful and historically important results. We have sculpture, we have painting. We're talking about a diverse legacy. So Michelangelo also made architectural contributions, or contributions to some of the most famous buildings out there. Michelangelo made significant contributions to architecture, for example, St. Peter's Basilica. He served as a chief architect for a time, influencing the design of its iconic dome, which you can see here, which would become a model for future basilicas worldwide. You can also think of Capitoline Hill. His design on the Capitoline Hill in Rome set the groundwork for civic planning with its harmonious proportions and its symmetrical layout. Michelangelo's impact on arts and culture was essentially that it transcended the artistic modes that were thought of at the time, and they had a profound impact on cultural and artistic norms of that period and beyond. Think of somebody who, again, I've used the word foundation to describe what we're doing to build our understanding in arts and humanities, sort of what Michelangelo did to a certain extent for art. A lot of what he did was going to be built upon and used to influence artists for generations beyond. His work epitomized Renaissance ideals of human body and of human beauty and complexity, influencing countless artists. And his legacy is that he's often cited alongside Leonardo da Vinci and Raphael as one of the titanic figures of the Renaissance, whose works helped define the art of an era and inspire the course of Western art. So if you need to remember the names of other famous Renaissance artists, remember the Ninja Turtles. Sample question for discussion. From 1508 to 1512, Michelangelo painted the ceiling of which of the following buildings? Was it the Florence Cathedral, the Sistine Chapel, the Pitti Palace, or St. Mark's Cathedral? Pause if you need to, and go ahead and answer that question. The correct answer was the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo's frescoes on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel are among his most famous works, showcasing his mastery of human anatomy and his deep understanding of biblical stories. The answers of Florence, Pitti, and St. Mark's Cathedral are significant architectural sites. They're not associated with ceiling paintings like the Sistine Chapel is. Let's go ahead and cap our discussion on Michelangelo there. You've got a solid base that you can build on to learn more about one of the most famous artists and creators of all time. Have a good one.